The Eagles make a few roster moves today, but wait till you hear what one of their legendary coaches had to say regarding Jalen Carter. Also, there apparently seems to be a plan for the running backs this week, but is it the right one? We'll break it all down coming up. What is up, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Philly. You know the drill by now. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, help us continue to grow this platform. And as always, appreciate everybody who has already been a part of the journey. Today, we're back. We'll go over some Eagle roster updates. And really, I want to get into a couple quotes and a couple things that are being said regarding not only this upcoming week, but looking into the future. I think it's very important. And obviously, the Eagles getting ready for a big game this upcoming Monday night. 2-0 versus 2-0. Eagles, Bucks. Eagles should probably be favored to win that game, but they're going to have to come out and execute. The Bucks have been, sneaky good, especially on the defensive side over the first couple weeks. Now, let's jump right into a couple quick roster moves. The Eagles signing Britton Covey to the active roster. So obviously, they went ahead and cut Aaron Sipos. They made a change at punter, but at least for now in the special teams area, that'll be the only one because they're bringing Britton Covey back as they have each and every week, still evaluating their options for sure, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. They also signed running back Bryant Koback to the practice squad, just really a practice squad body who's been jumping around to a couple different practice squads, never really got an opportunity, but this move was probably made with the idea that, okay, now Trey Sermon left, and I believe he went to the Colts. Let's go and get another body for the team. And then obviously Avonte Maddox on IR, and he's expected to miss the entire season with a torn pectoral. Unfortunate, but somebody else is going to have to step up. Now, I have a question in terms of the running backs, and I'm very, very curious to hear the Eagle Nation pulse on this. So give me your thoughts down below. Who do you think should be running back one going forward, and who do you think should get the most carries this upcoming Monday night against the Buccaneers? Give me your thoughts on that. And before we jump into the updates, a quick shout out to our sponsor of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using the code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks today. Go download their app, sign up, use the bonus code ATOZPA, and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Man, maybe you think Jalen Hurts is going to feast and lead the Eagles to another win on Monday, or maybe you think A.J. Brown is finally going to have that breakout game. There's a bunch of boosts going on, so go check out BetMGM. And again, use the bonus code ATOZPA. Now I want to talk about the running backs. First off, a big shout out once again to DeAndre Swift, because as the Eagles page here on Twitter says, we're not surprised, player of the week, one of the most monumental performances from an Eagles running back in a long, long time. I mean, when you get 175 yards on the ground and, you put up the most yards that any Eagles back has put up in a long time. And, the first game in your hometown and this and that and coming in for injury, it's just a very, very special performance. And we're obviously living off the high of that performance, but that brings up a bigger question. Can he do it again? Can he replicate it? Was it a one-time thing? Can he stay healthy? Should he even get that many carries? What should the running back room look like? And assuming that Kenneth Gainwell is back and good to go from injury, right? And the ribs are healed and he's going to be good to go and suit up on Monday, what should the running back committee look like? Now, I want to take a dive into a quote from Eagles insider Dave Spadaro. Eagle Nation puts it here on Twitter. And Dave says that the Eagles are still a running back by committee. Again, he's got a lot of inside information with a, quote, see who's hot mindset. No definitive RB1. Asked about upcoming carries, says, quote, not predictable. Split. See who's the hot hand is. See what the matchup is. And interested to see how much Penny will get involved. Good to have Gainwell and Swift each with good games. Really like the way that this is shaping up. Boston will be involved as well. And by the way, Boston Scott needs some touches, man. I am a Boston Scott fan. You know that. They got to get him involved, man. Even out of the backfield a little bit. Him and Swift would be so dicey with each other, man. I'm telling you, Boston Scott's got to get involved. But anyway, Rashad Penny will probably get withered out a little bit. I'm sure he'll get some touches here and there. I am interested to see if they do dress him, though. But if Gainwell is healthy, who should get the rock more? Should it be Gainwell or should it be DeAndre Swift? Dave says, I think the idea is to rotate everybody, keep them all fresh and healthy, and look at this thing game by game. Swift is not going to vanish from the rotation. Kenny is a very fine back as well. It is a positive situation at running back. And I agree. I think that it's always good to have more talent than less. Obviously, it's a, better problem to have. But after the game that DeAndre Swift had, I just personally do not see any way that you can kind of just shove him back and give him 5 touches this game. No, I think he's got to get a good volume of touches. I would say probably between 10, 12, 15, that range. I don't think he should get 25 again, but DeAndre Swift showed you, right? This was his prove it moment. Yeah, I can still do it, right? The Lions gave up on me and you didn't give me any touches in the first week. Let me go. I mean, you gave me 2 little measly touches, but let me go. Unleash me into the beast of this offense behind this monster offensive line. And I just think he's a more dynamic back. I think he's more versatile. He can do more, than a Kenny Gainwell. Now, that's not to say Kenny Gainwell can't be effective. Look at how he was used last year as that complement to Miles Sanders, right? And I think, taking a few of those touches away from Kenny Gainwell, because in the first game, they literally went to him like 10 times in the first drive. Take some of those away, balance it out, right? You got your guy that's a lot more elusive, that can, cut through the defense. And then you have Kenny Gainwell, who can kind of bring a little more mix into it, a little more power, and you can really use those two side by side. And again, I think it'll keep both of them fresh. You look at Kenny Gainwell, he was very fresh last year. That's why come postseason time, he started to go off. He ran better than Miles Sanders did in the postseason, and he was very fresh, and he had a couple really effective games, especially against the Giants. And I just think that's the way to go. I think DeAndre Swift should be the running back 1. I honestly think it should have been that way the whole time. Even if you call Kenny Gainwell your RB1, I think DeAndre Swift should probably have a few more touches, but I think Kenny Gainwell should have upwards of 8 to 12, and I think both of those should be used hand in hand to complement each other. What you can't do if you're the Eagles is go out this week and completely let Swift vanish or completely let Gainwell vanish. No, you got to keep them balancing out each other, sprinkling a little bit of Boston Scott or Rashad Penny, and get this running game going, man. The run can open up the pass. This Eagles team, obviously, as they showed, can run it down teams' throats. So they're going to have to use that. I know the Bucs will be a much harder opponent in that category, right? They're probably going to try to stuff the run early, but, don't get away from it too quick. Now, I want to talk about the other side of the ball in terms of Jalen Carter. And right now, Jalen Carter apparently has the best odds to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? They were calling for him to win it before the season, but after these 2 games, he has been flourishing, and right now he's listed as a plus 200. This comes from Word on the Birds on Twitter. Will Anderson, number 2 behind him, and then Christian Gonzalez. Jalen Carter is taking the world by storm, ladies and gentlemen. We expected it. We knew it would happen, but this quick, he is an absolute dog. And I say that, obviously the Georgia Bulldogs, but he is a dog. NFL Rookie Watch puts this here on Twitter. Jalen Carter, by the way, we talked about this the other day, has more pressures than any D tackle in the NFL through 2 weeks. We're talking Bosa, Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald. He has more quarterback hurries than Quinnen Williams, Micah Parsons, TJ Watt. He's got a higher pass rush win rate than Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Kenny Clark. Unbelievable, man, the way he has taken this league by storm. And, I heard the other day Seth Joyner said he reminds him of Jerome Brown, and Eagles legendary coach Dick Vermeil made some very, very high praise for Jalen Carter. This is what he said, quote, "To me, he reminds me of Reggie White. I don't want to put pressure on him early, but I don't know if he has a limit. If you try to block him one-on-one, it's just a battle that you're going to lose. He is very impressive." First and foremost, shout out to Dick Vermeil. The fact that he's still, doing radio and talking and things like that, appearances, man, a legendary Eagles coach, obviously helped to really reshape the culture of the Eagles, when he came on board. I didn't even know. I mean, I knew something of this nature, but I didn't know that the Eagles only had 1 winning season in 14 years before he came on. And obviously, like I said, he really reshaped that team. And then the guy takes a 15-year hiatus, ends up coming back and winning a Super Bowl with St. Louis. So shout out to Dick Vermeil. And it's hard, man. It's hard to get this kind of praise from, coaches way back in the day in the 70s, 80s, especially if you're a new player, right? The game is completely different. So the fact that after just 2 games, Jalen Carter is warranting this type of high-level praise from guys like Dick Vermeil, man, it shows a lot. right? Seth Joyner as well. So Jalen Carter, the sky's the limit right now. And I only think he's going to keep growing and expanding. And when you just look at the numbers in 2 weeks, obviously the opponents haven't been as good. They've been banged up, but there's nobody that can stop Jalen Carter one-on-one. So when you power him with this entire defensive line and all these different pieces that you're plugging in, somebody's going to get to the quarterback every single damn time. And that's why I hope that Sean Desai continues to bring pressure and that these guys continue to win their matchups. I have no questions about Jalen Carter. I'm really starting to wonder what he can be in 3 years. You know, like, could this guy eventually hit All-Pro in the first 2-3 years? Could he actually make the Pro Bowl as a rookie? There's a lot of high praise. He's got to stay humble and keep it within. But right now, he looks like one of the best Eagle rookies ever after just a few weeks. And I'm excited to see where it takes us. But he's going to have to step up big this week. If he can get a couple hits on Baker Mayfield, I think that'll do justice for the Eagles this week. And I think it'll help them, especially against the Bucs team who, needs to be handed their first loss. And it needs to be from the Philadelphia Eagles on primetime. So we will wait and see how that all goes, man. But give me your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, appreciate you, Eagle Nation, for tuning in, hitting that like button, and subscribing. And with that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.